Hey everybody and welcome, my name is Mike. And like me, you've probably seen the trailer for The Curse of La Llorona. But is it based on a true story? I don't think it's claimed to be. But it is based on a true legend, if that counts. In Mexican folklore, La Llorona, the weeping woman, is a ghost of a woman who lost her children and now cries while looking for them in the river, often causing misfortune to those who are near or who hear her. Ay, Dios mío! Muchas gracias, La Llorona. No wonder you can't find your goddamn kids. The Mexican legend, and some claim it actually goes back to even Aztec days, goes that in a rural village there lived a young woman named Maria. Wow, original. A woman named Maria in Mexico. Maria came from a poor family, but was known around her village for her beauty. Maria the Smoke Show, they called her. One day, an extremely wealthy nobleman traveled through her village. He stopped in his tracks when he saw Maria. Maria was charmed by him and he was charmed by her beauty. So when he proposed to her, she immediately accepted. Maria's family were thrilled that she was marrying into a wealthy family, but the nobleman's father was not so happy that his son was marrying into poverty. Maria and her new husband built a house in the village to be away from his father. Eventually, Maria gave birth to twins. Her husband was always traveling and stopped spending time with his family. When he came home, he only paid attention to the children, and Maria knew her husband was falling out of love with her. One day, he left, never returned. Years later, as Maria and her twins were walking by a river, she saw a familiar carriage with a younger, beautiful woman next to her husband. Maria was so angry and confused that without thinking, she picked up her two children and threw them in the river, drowning them. But this story just took a dark turn. Ever been so angry you just want to pick something up and throw it in the river? Only after she saw their bodies floating in the river did she realize what she had done. And she then jumped into the river, hoping to die with her children. Now she spends eternity looking for her kids around that river. It is said that if you hear her crying, you should run the opposite way, as if you hear her cries, they could bring misfortune or even death. I always find it hilarious that these legends and folklore, they're essentially teaching people to avoid helping people. So if you hear somebody crying or screaming for help, just ignore them. It's fine. If she comes across any children, she'll think that they're hers, and she'll try to drown them. Why? I thought she was sad that her kids were dead. Why would she try to kill them again? This legend makes no sense. Many parents in Mexico use this legend to scare the bejesus out of their kids. I'm sure it worked. When La Llorona died, she was at the gates of heaven, and was challenged over the whereabouts of her children, and not permitted to enter the afterlife until she found them. La Llorona is forced to wander the earth for all eternity, searching in vain for her drowned kids. She's constantly crying, hence the name. La Llorona kidnaps wandering children who resemble her missing children, asks them for forgiveness, and then kills them. People who have claimed to have seen her says she appears at night or in the late evening by rivers or lakes. Well, spoiler alerts for the movie The Curse of La Llorona. I'm sure you don't need to see it now. I mean, you know what already happens. They're gonna find some way to kill her again or something. I don't know. Give her some kids, whatever. You've probably already seen this story in movie form already in the really good horror movie Mama. That's essentially the same story, and I'm sure it's a lot better because, let's be honest, the trailer didn't look very good. Just watch Mama instead. It's not out for another 6 months anyway, so now you know all about La Llorona and the creepy crying that goes with it, which is a common trope in horror, crying women, because it just scares the shit out of people. Thanks for watching. See you real soon. Mike out.